For those of you who don't know, sleep has been kind of hard for me lately. I'm really tired, but I'm going to attempt to read Genesis 5. This is the written account of Adam's line. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them, and when they were created, he called them man. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. And after he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. And after he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan had lived 7 numbers are so hard, bro. Back to Kenan. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. And after he became the father of Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. And after he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalalel lived 895 years, and then he died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he became the father of Enoch. And after he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. And after he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived 365 years. Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. And after he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord had cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth, which is going to lead us into the story of Noah. So, this is more of a read-through day. Hope you enjoyed that. Something interesting about the names that I figured out over time was, like, if you look up what the names actually mean, it's a nerdy cool thing. A lot of the names, like, harken back to, like, the promise that there was going to be somebody to defeat Satan in the future. And so, like, the names are like, he's going to conquer, like, our savior, like, all that. Like, I don't remember the specific meanings of, like, what they mean, but the names, people were naming their kids this hopeful, like, this is the one, like, he's the chosen one. This idea of the chosen one, like, from the Proto-Evangelion, which happened back in, like, the beginning of Genesis, where pretty much, like, God's like, there's going to be someone who's going to come from your line, Eve, that's going to crush the head of Satan. Like, everybody's like, this guy's it. Like, this is the one. We know in our history, spoiler alert, it's Jesus, right? But, like, they were looking ahead because they had this promise, and they were like, of course, it's all we know, right? All we know is what's right in front of us, and all we know is our timetable. So we're like, all I know is, like, my life right now and, like, what I can see. And so I'm, like, looking at, like, the timetable, and I'm just like, yeah, it's got to be this. But, It took some time to get to Jesus. Spoiler alert. If anybody knows their Bible history and can actually like do the, tracking it on the timetable. But yeah, that's today. This was a setup for what was going to happen. We're going to get into the flood, so stay tuned. I'm really tired. I'm going to bed. Or maybe I'll read the flood. Maybe I'll read the flood. Dude, this morning was so weird. It was like I couldn't wake up. And I even said to myself, I was like, what's wrong with your brain? And legit, it was like the only reason I woke up was because it felt like somebody else woke up to my alarm and they were pissed off that my alarm was going off. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then I went back to bed. And then I woke up after I hit it again. It was so weird. My brain is not functioning. Sleep has been hard. But thank you so much for tuning into these. Maybe I should stop saying so many things and being so real. And maybe I should just start reading. You guys want to see my fire sword before we get to that? Okay, hold on. Here is the sword I got when I went to a festival. I'm sorry, I just been waiting to show it off. It's so cool. And I saw it, like, when they have those like kid carts with like the toys? And I saw this sword, it was just like sitting like this. Or no, I think it was like this. It was like that. And I saw it like sitting in the thing and I was like, I need that. It was like, and so I went up to her and I was like, can I buy that? She's like, yeah. And it was the only one, but guess what? You want to see something else cool? It's amazing. She's beautiful. I don't know what it is, dude, about fire. It's something about that for me. We love her. We love her. She's great. I'm a child. Thanks for tuning in.